Yeah. It allows me to record everything on my stream. Or on my screen, sorry. So when I'm live streaming on live for Instagram, I can also show everything on my screen at the same time to all the other recording apps and things like that. So I'm technically right now streaming live to IG, YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook all at once right now. We've got like 4 streams going on at once. It'll like kill the shit out of my battery. I'll have to plug in my phone. But let's do a dab and we'll see if I get banned off of any of these other streams. That's how we're testing it out. That's Dabberman's way of testing out if I'm gonna get banned. We've got my rig here. I'm actually cleaning up my area. I'm waiting for a delivery. It's a big super surprise, and I figured, you know what, this is kind of the way to do it. We'll do it live with a bunch of people so we can all enjoy it. Or I'll get my account banned or something like that. Or not banned, but like noted because I'm doing something like consuming my medication. I just have to point that out. I am about to dab my own medication that I made myself. Hey, what's up, buddy? So just to point that out. Just in case any of the live feeds are like, what's he doing? Isn't that illegal? Yeah, just to point that out. You never know. Some of them are good, some of them are assholes. My problem before when I wasn't posting stuff was because YouTube was actually taking people's accounts down. Or not taking their accounts down, but taking down their feeds, like what they posted. So like, what's the point of making the videos if YouTube is just going to drop it, right? It seems that that problem has stopped, and people are starting to get their videos back and everything. I'm going to put water in the rig just because it's better for the dab for you guys. It's not better for me, but it's better for people watching the dab. It's one of those things. So we'll put a little bit of water in this. I know, my kitchen's a mess. Real life problems. Our first world problems. I actually have a small blockage in the middle of the tube. I can feel the resistance. Sometimes you can just blow it out, but I think it's kind of where the water meets the air from the tube. It has the oil flow out, kind of, instead of going straight down. I have a way to fix it. Literally just run hot water through your rig, and the hot water will warm up the oil that's in there, and then the oil can actually like sap its way down to wherever it's supposed to flow naturally. So I'm just going to put the rig in. Let's show you the process because it's pretty easy. And there you go. You'll start to see oil popping out the top. There's one. So you can see them move just because of hot water. There you go. And they'll slowly flow from there up and out. And that'll fix my my problem that I'm having. So a super easy way to fix your rig if you're having any like air function problems without like fully cleaning it. Just a hot water down the main stem. Not down this side, but down this side. And it'll push the clog up and out. That should be good. So now, paper towel, pour that out to check the clog. So no resistance anymore, perfect. Put that paper towel on the back and just wipe. And you'll get anything that like fell off. Put a little bit down the stem part. Now, if you wanted to super clean it, I could honestly super clean it, like really easy now because I heated everything. Just put ISO in it. Normal ISO. I guess I'll show you. I like to teach. So this is ISO. I have brand new ISO. I need another container actually because I want to have a side one that's just clean. Alright, for now I'm going to use this water jug. So pour all of this water out. Take some ISO, save it for later. So now this ISO is going to be my reclaim ISO. It'll be fresh reclaim. There we go. So I'm saving some of the ISO for later, just for like wiping and swabbing and stuff like that. Just think ahead. So that same rig, now that it's still friggin' warm, there we go. Funnel. I have a generic funnel that I use actually just for my rigs and stuff. So it's actually a pretty good funnel to use for all of this. So I poured in a little bit of the ISO. I didn't pour in a lot. Enough that I can actually swirl it around. The swirling creates a lot of friction inside of it as it hits things and it breaks up. The glass itself is still kind of warm. Yes, what up, buddy? Glass man. I'm just making my stuff a little perfect. So as you can see, I've actually cleared out a lot of the problems that I've had in there just by shaking it around. And you can see it's pretty much perfect already. So because I warmed it to start with, it makes it super easy. Super easy. When are you back? I'm doing great, buddy. I've got something coming in the mail today. I'm like super hyped. When this thing shows up, I'm gonna be like schoolgirl giddy, like just ah. Like back in high school, and my crush just smiled at me and be like, ooh. It's gonna be great. It's actually gonna be great. I realized that I actually want to save the ISO, so I'm putting the ISO in there, and I'll only use what I need, so I'm actually going to keep the dirty ISO in this one. And later on I'll get it a better bottle. This was like the smarter way to do it than contaminate the entire thing, only contaminate a small amount of it. I thought about that like while I was doing it. Alright, perfect. So now I only have a tiny bit of contaminated ISO. You can see its color, it's like a nice golden color. So if we took this and we purified this, you'd actually have a pretty good reclaim. Just because like, I really only do low temp dabs, and I don't normally fry them all like straight out. So like the smoke that's going in there, that's building up in this, is actually really good, like quality of a smoke. I also say that because of sometimes I do a bunch of like no water hits, and when you're doing dry dabs, it's straight out oil sticking to the sides. It's not water filtration. It's just like natural condensation, pretty much. So now this one's a secret. The Purple Power. Not a lot of people know about Purple Power. Purple Power has this ability to really clean your glass to make it like fucking perfect looking. It's crazy, and it works really well. Like really well. If you ever have like spots or I don't know, like fuzziness on your glass when you rinse your glass out, use Purple Power and it'll get rid of that. Sometimes when you rinse with alcohol, it once you rinse with water again afterwards, it fogs it all up. Purple Power will completely fix that problem for you. Like completely fix that problem for you. You just have to remember to rinse it. Rinse it a couple of times because we use the Purple Power. So right now I'm just rinsing around. Let's see if I can actually show you that. Yeah, okay. You can see. So just full in, full out. Full in with the other side too. And then full out. Make sure you get like a full cycle of water, because this water has to go all the way down and go all the way out, so it makes a full cycle. And then push it out. Whereas this water, if you see, it doesn't actually, oops, I'm like splashing like crazy, but it doesn't actually fill the entire base with water most of the times. It'll create like a bubble. So that's why I say it the other way. Alright, so that's perfect now. So now, there's a fuzziness that's only on the inside. Everything else is crystal clear on the outside. The fuzziness on the inside is only because my rig actually has a hole through the middle there. So if I want to fix that, I can actually do the same thing. Purple Power. Actually, I gotta plug this a little better. Just a little Purple Power. Plug the bottoms and just splash it around in there. And that's literally all I do. And then cover the other hole and let the water fill up in there and splash it around too. And then now open up one so it forces like a lot of friction and cleaning in there, and then open all of them. And now the center is pretty much spotless too. I'd have to hit it with what is it, some ISO as well, because I didn't do the ISO to the middle, I only did the ISO to like the inside of the rig itself. Alright, sick. So now we're good to go. And she's fucking beautiful looking. So it honestly doesn't take long. It's just because I'm like explaining it while I'm doing it and stuff that it takes a little longer. Especially when you use hot water. Like if I use water from the kettle, holy shit, there wouldn't be much oil left in it to clean out, because like the kettle would just melt it all out pretty much. And now its function. So much better, right? That's why I was like, alright, I guess I will clean it. Now my dab's probably gonna sizzle because of all the splashing water near it. But that's okay. So, for most people that clean your rigs, you might have had this happen to you before. Cleaning your rig is actually really dangerous for your rig. It's like the one time that you're like more likely to break your rig. It's really weird, but it's one of those like side effects. So be very careful when you're like drying your rig, especially, because it's all slippery and shit, right? I like to grab with the paper towel and dry my hand and then move, kind of a thing. Alright, we're good to go. So sorry about that little interlude, but no, now you got a little learning in there. And my rig looks nice, and it's gonna pull really nice too. Was it for you, or was it really for me? Alright, let's roll. I was like, oh, I guess I could do this. And then I did it, and I was like, oh, I'm so happy I did that, actually. I was like, this hit's gonna be so much better than what I thought, what I was like originally planning. Let's do it. A nice hit outside. This is my first, I don't know, patio smoke today. Oh, the sky is nice, guys. The sky is nice. I will turn it around for you. Carb down. Oh, yeah. It's nice. It's nice out. Okay. I'm gonna actually restart my feed. So if you wanted to know who I am, bam! Dabberman. Check it out. What up? It's tap time. Ooh, the reflection of the water through that looks nice now that I cleaned it too. The rig just looks so much better when it's clean. Like, come on. It looks so much better. Oh, Ganja Bros jar. Oh, shit. Shout out to Ganja Bros. I know them personally, so that's why. It's not just a random shout out. Literally chilling here, getting my dab ready, and a bug just flew and landed on my hand, and I was like looking at my dab. It's like, what? What is happening? And then I looked at it and I was like, no, that's my dab. So there's a little tech to this. Hey, what's up? We're about to get a dab. I am doing my first dab outside today, so I was like, you know what? Let's do it. And I'm multi-posting right now. I'm like multi-live. It's pretty cool. I gotta see how much more this drains my battery than normal live, though. Alright, so we're heating up my medication for all the other lives that are watching. About 7 seconds. 7-second heat up. There's a little bit of sizzling because I just washed this whole thing. Even my dab might sizzle because it probably got hit by some water. Cheers. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Watching the giant cloud, like leaving this, like, enclave here. Encave, I guess? Yeah. And getting hit with the wind that's normally passing the building is pretty trippy to see. The also other wicked thing about having it fresh and clean is you know exactly what your dab did. And what I mean by that is that oil right there is purely from this one dab. And in fact, any oil that can be seen is all from this one dab. There's another one, like, just in here. So it's pretty cool, actually, to be able to see the effect one dab had on your rig. Hey, what's up, buddy? So I just cleaned my rig, so every spot on here is all from the one dab I just took. All of that in there. There's one here under the arm there. That nice one right there. So yeah, that's all from the one dab. So I really like seeing that effect. This is my banger. So after doing a multi-hit dab, it's called dab step, or I'm calling it dab step. It's dabbing, but up-temping, or stepping up. Wicked. Fucking A, guys. Fucking A. So glad to be back. Yes, the banger carb cap does fit like that, but it doesn't work well like that. There's a difference. Oh my god. Put you on the spinny stand. Now you can check out the whole place. Oh. I agree, that's not the best vantage point for you to check out the whole place. There we go. So just got coughing and dying a little bit from my day. When we say dying, we mean it sarcastically. No one's actually dying from their dab. Unless they've got shitty dabs. Then maybe they're dying from their dab. I, on the other hand, do not have shitty dabs. I am only sarcastically dying from my dabs. All the time, ever. There's never a time where I'm actually dying from my own dabs. Unless it's like making of the dabs. In which case that might be a possibility if I'm using a shitty press. So you know, we try not to use shitty presses. What up? What's going on, buddy? One of my buddies just joined in. Actually, you guys can see that shit too, I think, anyways. I put a little rip in this, which is shitty, but I know how to fix it, which is awesome. So we're gonna do that, actually. I'll just show you a quick fix on that. You'll need a utensil for scraping up your dab that is flat,
preferably with like an angled edge on the front of it. So like a flat dab tool on the bottom, but on the front it's like this, like a kind of a point on it, and then it goes flat again. So your dab tool would look like this kind of thing, like flat and pointed, which is exactly what this little bastard is. So right on the edge, if I can angle that right, there you go. It's not much of a dip, but it is a dip on one side, and that dip is enough for it to actually pop the dab off of the thing that you're scraping it off of, and it makes it way easier. Like straight up, it makes it way easier, guys. If you've had to struggle with that shit before, then there you go. I just helped you out with it. That's what my feed is, basically. I just give you guys like tips and tricks and stuff. People can like pop in, send me messages, be like, yo, I've been having this problem with this, yo, can you help me? And I'll be like, I guess I can. Depending on what it is. Most of the times I can help out. Sometimes I can't. Obviously I don't know everything. I'm working on it, but obviously I don't know everything. But yeah, I definitely have a thirst for knowledge. And anything weed related, I automatically want to teach myself about. So, you know you love something when you're willing to teach yourself about it. And that's basically what I've been doing ever since. So I started getting the dab. I've been getting samples of buds ever since I got legal, and I've been going around collecting different samples from places. Bunch of like LPs, which are in Canada. We have LPs. They're licensed producers, I believe. Legal producers or licensed producers or something like that. That's what it stands for, anyways. But it basically means that they are sanctioned by the government to sell weed. So you go to your doctor. You talk to your doctor about it. If your doctor sees a case for you needing medication, he can then prescribe you weed for your medication. Then you have to choose what legal like corporation / entity you'd like to purchase your weed from. So then you do that, and that is a list of... It's a pretty good list now. When it first started, there were like 13 that were allowed. It's definitely expanded since then. I honestly want to say it's at like 26 or more now that are legal or licensed producers that are able to sell you weed. I started making collections, basically like this. I started getting samples, individual samples, so each one of these is a different strain, or cultivar, and I squish that strain, 1 gram of that strain, and I squish it. What I mean by squish, this big bitch right here, she's just facing the opposite direction. She faces out, not in. That would actually be a kind of interesting idea for it to face in. But anyways, I squish the weed with heat and pressure in between parchment paper, and oil secretes out of it. Do I have a pattern to show you? I might actually. That's the funny thing. I have so many squishes. Okay, so one of these... Yeah, okay, here we go. So in the middle of this, there was one of these bags. One of those bags were right in the middle. And there was weed inside of one of these bags. And then when I squished it, the bag picks up a tiny bit of oil that's here, and everything else is left
on the outside, and that's all smokable oil. So that's what I smoke. That's like one of the only things I smoke is fresh rosin. Or not necessarily fresh, but rosin. Yeah, rosin is the way in the life. It's amazing. It's some of the cleanest, most natural extraction method possible. It's quick as fuck. It's like I can make myself a smoke in, I don't know, like 2 minutes. I'd say the shortest amount of time I can make myself a smoke is probably 2 minutes. Make myself oil. I literally just grab some bud, put it in the parchment. No, okay, so about a minute, I guess. Like, if we're actually trying to rush, then I'd say I could probably make myself a smoke in about a minute. If we really, really want to rush, if it's a good nug, and I do it directional fold, or directional flow, which basically means when I squish it, I'm trying to force all the oil one direction. If I do that, and I have a banger already hot and ready, I can probably get myself a dab in like 30 seconds or something. Yeah, something like that. Now that I'm thinking about it. Okay, so basically, the rundown is someone's got like a timer. I've got like a bud, the paper, all that stuff on the table. As soon as I reach for something, it starts, right? So the first thing I'm reaching for is the paper. I grab the roll of paper, pull out a piece of paper, rip, toss the roll, put the paper down on the table, grab the bud, put the bud in the paper as is, fold the paper over the bud, roll the sides up to the bud, pick it up, stand up, go over to the press, shove the thing into the press, start cranking down on it as fast as possible, with the bud just inside the press and the paper open towards me. I start cranking down on the fucking thing as fast as possible. Get it up to 10 tons. Obviously, I'm turning the temperature up. And by the time I get to 10 tons, there's already oil flowing out from where that bud is. I grab the rig, grab a dabber, scoop off some of that fresh that just came off, and hit it. So, like, legit, I think I can actually make a dab in around 30 seconds. Start to finish. Start to dabbing. So not finished. Not even finished. I'm still pressing at that point in time, but I've already hit my dab. So, you know, mission accomplished. But yeah, honestly though, that's pretty much how it would work out. Play by play. Bam! Got you. Now if you ever wanted to know how to make your dab, you'd know. That's like the easiest, quickest way to actually make a dab, straight out. Dabberman way. Dabber tech. Or Dabberman tech. I don't know how you want to call it, guys. I don't know how you want to call it. Alright. So basically, one is almost full. This is what I call table scraps. When I'm like making my stuff, I put it down on the table, and then when I'm done with it, I actually collect up all the little like spots and I put them in a jar. So now this is my table scraps. I can take this and I can ice water extract it. Just save up like a whole bunch of it until I've got like, I don't know, like 2 ounces of it or something like that. Put it all in the freezer and then do what's called an ice wash on it, ice water extract. I basically put in ice and water and beat the crap out of the bud until it breaks down, and it breaks all the trichome heads off, and then I filter all of that stuff through a bunch of mesh bags that let the water seep out the bottom. And what'll pretty much be left is all the good stuff I want, where all the like bad stuff would be washed off. Cool, huh? And the mesh bags, the top bag is like a cleaning bag. It's basically just big enough to catch things, but not really like, not let plant matter and other shit through. It's just big enough to like let the stalks and the heads through, pretty much. And then there's still more layers, so like you filter it as it goes down through different layers. It doesn't actually just stop there. Okay, so 90 microns. How much is in each one? I was looking at all these bags that I got, and I didn't even know how much I got. Just gonna be honest. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, perfect. So each bag is 10. I think he bumped me hard. No, wait, no. I think they are supposed to be 50 packs. Okay, alright. I think they are supposed to be 50 packs, guys. Because I did the order, and most people sell their bags in, like, 20 packs. So I was like, wait, did I buy 20 and he gave me, like, 30 more? That's why I was thinking that for a second. Alright, so I got my 90s. I've got my 160s. Oh, message. Oh, message. And then I've got my 37s. I did them that order because that's the order of the micron. So what micron means is it's basically the size of the hole that's in the mesh. And then, oddly enough, thread count is the opposite. So, the higher number on micron means that the hole is really big. The lower number on thread count means that the hole is really big. They're opposites. It's really funny. So yeah. With micron, 160 is the biggest size that I want to use for actual weed. 37 is the smallest size I want to use, but I don't really want to use it for weed. You can. It's a lot of stress on the bag though, because there's not much room for things to go through. So if you wanted to use it for weed more efficiently, you squish the weed in a 160, then take what you have and squish it in a 90, and that'll clean it up if there's anything that got through. If you squish it in a 37, you'll clean it up even more, but depending on your temperature, you might separate the THCA from the terps and flavor and stuff. It is possible. That's how THCA solventless is made. You squish in a really big one, and you do it at a really low temp, so you get butter, and then you take that butter and you squish again at a really fine micron, and that'll separate stuff out for you. But you have to do it at a high temp. That's the key, the little switcheroo. So let's go check out my bag collection. Oh shit! What is this? Alright, so bags. 25, 25, 120, and then my new collection in here. So 25 and 25 will stay together, 120 will stay together, and then those guys can go like that. And then that way my 37s are on the bottom, my 90s are in the middle, and the
is it? It's my 160s are on top. 160 actually is the biggest micron I've ever tried squishing with. As a side note, that's why I'm kind of interested in checking it out. What's the air in here like? High quality, bro. High quality. Man. Is that the speaker one? No, that's the delegate one. Where is it? Actually, I'll show you guys. I like that one. I'm actually kind of proud of it. Yes! Speaker! Oh, yeah! That's what's up. My little mission board. What? I make shit happen. Everybody should have like a little mission board. Alright. Oh, that's true. I haven't had my morning shake. Sorry for being all so random. So basically, morning shake before I eat anything. Oh, that's not hot. We'll warm that up. It doesn't have to be coconut water. I'm just using coconut water this time. So coconut water. This is can of oil. So it's coconut oil with a little bit of olive oil that's been infused with with cannabis. So I just poured some of that in there. Maybe you can see better now. So that's heating up. Apple cider vinegar. Ooh, that was a lot. Chaga. This is a crazy one. Chaga. It's the king of mushrooms. That's the catchphrase. Chaga, the king of mushrooms. Some chaga. Waiting for this to heat up. I don't want it too hot. I just want it like warm, basically. Yeah, this is the drink. It's supposed to be a liter's worth, just so you know. It's actually supposed to be more than a liter's worth, but I'm doing a liter. I think that's actually pretty good for you, though, too. The fact that I am actually bothering to do a liter. I wonder if the... No, I guess not that much. I was wondering if the chaga would actually soak up the can oil. It's getting pretty warm. You can't see it. I'm actually literally just putting my hand on the hot water to check its temperature. It's getting almost time. I hope they didn't call me. That would be the one problem. If they called me to try and like deliver. Yeah, that's hot. Now how hot is the glass? We're doing pretty good. I think I could drink that. You want it hot but still drinkable. You gotta add more. Nice. That's it. Bam! Rinse the cap. Container's like all kind of covered in oil because I was using it for storing oil. So it has like this oily sheen on it still when I try to hold it. Cheers. Oh yeah. Coconut water makes a difference. That's cool. That's actually really cool. It tastes way better with the coconut water.
What's my battery like? 59. That's not too bad. For doing like such a huge multi-stream, it's actually not too bad. So, I kept one each here. 37, 90, 160. I also have Litz bags over here. So the difference, let me get a big one, is simply this. Hey, what's up, buddy? I got my new sets of bags in. So this is Lit Extractions. This is Rosin Press, New York. They're both filter bags, basically, that you would use for your extraction. Now, this filter bag... Oh, no sound.
Oh, maybe because this one's taking the sound. So I'm not sure about the sound problem. I'm gonna check it out.